Burke and Wales across Australia. Australia is a huge country, and the outback, the Australian word for the interior of the country, is desert. In some years, it rains only 8 centimeters in the outback, but in the other years, rainstorms turn the desert into the sandy swamps. Until the 18th century, only Aborigines lived in Australia. These are the first people who lived in Australia. When Europeans went there to live, they built towns on the coast. However, in the 1850s, people began thinking more about the interiors. In 1860, Robert O'Hara Burke, a police officer from Ireland, was chosen to lead an expedition across the continent from south to north. He took with him William John, Wills and 11 other men, camels, horses, and enough supplies for the year and a half. They left Melbourne for the Gulf of Carpentries on the August 20. Winners in the southern hemisphere. The expedition had a problem from the beginning. Burke had no experience in the outback. The men found and would not follow other tribes. They left some of their supplies so that they could move faster and later sent one of the men, William Wright, back for them. And finally, a small group led by Burke moved on ahead of the other to a river named Copper's Creek and set up the base camp. They were halfway across the continent, but it was summer now, with very hot weather and sandstorm. They waited a month for rain, and then Burke decided that, far from his small group, with 3 months' supply, should travel the 100 to 50 kilometers to the other to wait for them at Copper Creek. The journey across the desert was very difficult, but at the end of January, they reached at the Flinders River near the Gulf of Carpentries. They started their return journey, but now it was the rainy season, and the traveling was slow and even more difficult than on this trip. Note they did not have enough food, and the men became hungry and sick. Then one of them died. Some of the camels died or were killed for food. Finally, on April 21, they arrived back at Copper's Creek only to find that no one was there. The rest of the expedition had left the day before because they thought back must be done. The men continued south, but without enough food. Both Burke and Will died. Aborigines have the last man who was still alive, and a search party found him in September 1861. He was heartbreaking from hunger and loneliness. There were so many reasons that the expedition did not go as planned. It had an experienced leader. The men made bad decisions. Some did not follow Ratha, and they did not get along, but it was their first expedition to cross Australia, and Burke and William are still known as heroes of explorations.